Everything you learned in history class was a lie. Well, maybe not everything, but they skipped the best parts. Introducing Stupiracy, where stupidity meets conspiracy. Ever heard of the Olympic marathon that nearly killed its runners? Or the time a pope put another pope's corpse on trial? Join me, Scott Rizzuto, and Tim McKernan as we uncover the most outrageous historical moments and mind-blowing conspiracies you won't believe actually happened. Tune into Stupiracy for your weekly dose of historical absurdity. Available wherever you get your podcasts. Remember, history is dumb, but laughing at it is smart.
And now, live from the TCL broadcast studios, it's Joe Soucheray and Patrick Reusse with Sports Talk.
I came across this story today, and it reminded me of something that maybe Richard would have tried.
All right, I'm ready.
A Wisconsin mother was arrested for strapping her young son to the roof of her minivan so he could hold down a plastic swimming pool. Amber Schmunk, 28.
Schmunk.
She's made every website in the world for this. Amber Schmunk, 28, was charged with second-degree recklessly endangering safety after she allegedly told the police that she had her 9-year-old son ride on the roof of her car to hold down a plastic pool that wouldn't fit inside the vehicle.
Yeah, well, that makes sense so far.
Saukville police received a call on Saturday afternoon about a child riding on top of a car. The caller told 911 that the mother eventually pulled over and took the boy in the pool off the roof. Police said Schmunk then continued driving, stopping at her sister's house. When questioned by officers, Schmunk allegedly said the pool was too big to fit inside the vehicle, so she decided to put the pool on top of the minivan, but had no way to strap it down.
Yeah, well,
Schmunk said she made her son climb into the roof and hold it down while she drove. She told police, here's the part.
Don't let go, little Jimmy.
I hope he was a fatty. I hope he had some girth to him.
She told police she didn't think it was a big deal because he was only up there for maybe 30 seconds. Schmunk also said it was perfectly safe because she made sure the child was strapped to the car and that her father let her do things like that when she was a kid.
Yes, that's right.
Police, however, did not.
We did charge her?
She's due in court November 14th. If convicted, she faces 10 years in prison and a $25,000 fine.
Oh, come on.
Well, there goes one of John's 3:30 stories that he's ripping up out there.
Say,
Oh, do you have this?
What is the, first of all, who rats her out?
Well, 911 caller. Hey, there's a kid on the roof of a car going down the street.
Well, that's not your problem.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's not driving the car, so there's a parent or somebody who knows he's up there.
Well,
How fast was she going? That's
right,
what I want to know.
If it's on 52 or 94, okay. But if you're on
If
Wellesley,
she's going 15 or 20
Yeah, because a plastic
street.
pool could act like a spinnaker. The kid would just take off.
Well, that's what would worry me. I hope she at least let the air out of the thing.
Yeah.
That it wasn't
right,
inflated.
puffy, right, exactly.
Yeah, otherwise, then I might have a problem with it. But
Second thing.
the old man would have done that. Just hold it down.
Just hold it down.
I remember holding boards and stuff down in the back of the truck, but that was nothing.
All right.
We wanted to ride in the back of the truck, right?
Yeah. Dustin Hoffman today. He's the latest to
Yes, supposedly molested a or groped a 17-year-old 32 years ago.
And I
right?
thought with Dustin Hoffman, I would have had a reaction that might have caused me to say, well, geez, Dustin Hoffman. I didn't even have that reaction. So here's my question. What celebrity having an allegation made against him would surprise you? I can't come up with anybody.
Well,
What
I don't know.
movie?
I'd have to think.
What famous movie star would surprise you if the allegation surfaced?
John Voight.
John Voight.
I know.
you know who I said?
That wouldn't surprise
You know who I
The
said?
opposite.
Ed Asner.
Ed Asner. That's right. Ed Asner.
Never mind.
No, I don't know. But here's the deal. We'll find out if it's true or not because you don't do this once.
That's a good point.
You don't-
Well, he apologized for this one.
Oh, did he
Dustin
say he
Hoffman
did it?
did.
He's already said he did it, or if he's kind of saying if it happened.
So that's one of those deals.
Yeah, if it happened.
Well, he didn't say that. He apologized.
Okay, because Kevin Spacey said he didn't recall
Right.
carrying the 14-year-old boy up to the bedroom, but he apologized if he had done that.
I'll tell you who I was surprised by. Herbert Walker Bush. I was surprised that he's playing David Copperfield.
David Copperfield. That's
but
From the wheelchair.
How old was he when he started doing this?
Well, my theory is he doesn't really, and again, I'm not endorsing it, I'm just saying he's sitting in the wheelchair waist high, putting his arm around somebody, as he normally would, and it hits her rear
so
end.
this is in recent years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's probably done it maybe all his life. Who knows?
Sure.
I've been there many times.
Yeah. That's Bob Hope.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's Bob Hope.
Yeah, well, it's, as I look through my past, I think I'm safe. I don't know. I don't know. Isn't that a sad commentary of some of the most respected men in America have been out doing this?
Yeah.
And I never even thought of it.
Just touching her rear end going, wow.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah. Well,
We got what we wanted. We got Game 7.
I would have liked to seen Houston win because I'm very worried that they're not going to. But
Why?
that's not a big deal. I mean, it's been a good World Series, and fine. Let whoever wins. Very good ratings too last night.
Do you like Darvish's chances?
Oh, it depends upon if the boys Houston swinging the bats. They've had 3 games in this series where they really hit, and 3 games when they didn't. Last night they could have won. They could have put that base. They're up 1-0, bases loaded, nobody out. They got a chance to put a hurting on them, and that Reddick takes a terrible at bat, strikes out, and then Verlander's hitting next. So they strike him out, and they don't get anything out of that inning. I knew they were going to get beat after that.
Did Verlander get yanked too early?
Nah, he only gave. I mean, the bullpen gave up 1 more run, but I didn't think so. I mean, he gave up 2 runs. What the hell? I heard some people saying, "Well, Houston's got to be shocked that he gave up 2 runs." Well, it's 2 runs.
Mm-hmm.
That happens. Sandy Koufax gave up 2 runs once.
Everybody's on deck tonight to pitch, right? Everyone would be available.
Well, I don't think Verlander would be available.
You don't think they'd even for a batter?
I suppose he'd tell him, "I'll get you an out if you want an out." But beyond that, anybody except for the guys that pitched last night, everybody will pitch tonight.
I wonder why Dodger Stadium is not reporting sellouts in the box score.
Because of tickets given away for free.
Oh.
Don't worry, they're sold out.
Yeah,
they're sold out.
but they're always about 1,000
but the
shy.
commissioner's office takes 1,000 tickets for sponsors and the like.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's freebies, that they have to give to sponsors. So, it's always interesting to me when the Super Bowl, the big sponsors get lots of those tickets. I wonder if they make them. I don't even know if they make them buy them all or what they do. Papa John's guy very upset that the ratings are down. He's blaming the players kneeling for the national anthem.
He's upset that the football ratings are down
because he says his business is down, and he's blaming the NFL because he's the biggest single sponsor the NFL has or something. Or no, he's the most. Papa John's is the most identified sponsor with the NFL, according to some survey or something.
Does that guy own a sports team? The Papa John's guy?
No, but he's upset. I think ratings were down 5%. So the NFL probably, when they awarded him this deal or made this partnership, probably said, "Hey, we're going to be doing X amount." So then they spy that saying,
"Never eaten one. Any good?"
There's other choices out there for me personally that as he stretches to see.
Because if they advertise with us, they're damn good.
Yeah, I've never eaten one. I mean,
you'll have one now, won't you?
I'm not commenting one way or another.
No.
I just
let's lock pad in. Let's go here.
You know what? I've never had one either.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I miss Red Savoy. I never had one.
Go ahead. Whatever you want. They're not in here.
Red Savoy was here 50.
I know, I missed
How
it.
could you miss Red Savoy?
I didn't get there.
Oh, my gosh.
Was out of my way.
Really is.
And I don't want to upset anyone who might be a potential sponsor, but going to the Red Savoy over there that had the greasy oven that they'd been using for 100 years. And going to the little auxiliary outlets, different. I mean, they're fine, but
you were buying ambiance,
not like the original Reds. I think I was buying the old oven that.
Yeah, but it was like
been cured for 60 years of cooking pizzas.
It was like Gary Olson. You're buying the, what is it?
Yeah.
You're
Companionship.
Yes. It was the companionship of the wait staff
Gary
and the
would get
bartender.
Let me get this straight. You're suggesting to me the Red Savoy's pizzas at the satellite outfits aren't as good as the ones that are at Red's.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm going to have I still can have one.
Oh, yeah, they're fine.
Where's the nearest one to me?
They're in Newport. They're
Well, you
on
bring
East.
me one then, huh?
I will. I can
You
do
will get
that.
right on
I'll
that?
bring one in for lunch one day.
Very good green peppers.
Not good.
So, Rook, I just heard a story about my co-producer, I'll call him, Mr. Reavers.
Yes.
Kenny was telling me and some other people.
Yeah.
Now, here's a bad sign. It's Halloween, so you take the kids out early, right?
Yes. Yeah, he's got 2 urchins that he needs to
And
get
then,
out and about.
you do that, but it's still Halloween.
Yep.
And now the kids go to bed after all their candy, and
Little
the
sugar in
World
'em.
Series is on, and he's not working today.
No.
So there's a fairly good chance
You got a recipe here.
he's going to have a few craft beers, right?
Yeah. Few.
So
Growlers.
Yeah, a
as he
few
calls
growlers.
He
Thank you.
he goes nuts when Reddick strikes out early in the game. He's already getting going early in the game, but apparently, did you hear who he ended up in the urinating contest with?
I don't know who the guy is,
Jock, well,
but
it's
he
a
loves
kid-
them, but he's wrong.
No, it's a kid named Brent Rooker,
Yeah.
who's a Twins second-round draft choice this year.
Oh,
And I noted, and the reason they drafted him is he's a home run slugger, right?
really?
And Reavers basically gets upset when that Jack Peterson goes goofy after he hits the
does
home
the
run.
money-
He thought he was
money.
showboating a little bit, doing the
Yes.
money symbol.
Yeah.
And this Rooker responds. Somehow he sees Reavers' tweet and says, "You can't celebrate a home run." And Reavers basically tells him, "You don't know what you're talking about."
Reeves.
A guy who's got a chance to be in the big leagues about next July as a home run hitter.
You need to be educated.
You need to be you need to be educated. I play for the Faribault Lakers.
Yeah, come play for Faribault. We'll teach you how it's done. Oh, I love it.
Oh man, when he gets full of beer, he's something.
Yeah. He obviously had no idea that this person was who he was, right?
Not when it started. Somebody might have told him a bit. You know, do you know who you're sparring with here? I believe he was named the Twins minor league player of the year, if I'm not mistaken, in his first year in the league. First year in baseball, if I'm not sure.
Baltimore, we're trying to collect enough for the CAT scan.
Yeah. Man alive.
Hey, Payne, you don't know how to skate. I'm going to tell you how to skate right now, Painter.
Yeah. You should.
Speaking of skating,
When he goes to the capped letters, that's when you really know. He saves you usually for somebody he's mad about with the Vikings.
He had about 5 of those 5-gallon growlers in him.
Yeah.
speaking of skating, what did Dumba do that got him in hot water? I didn't see the game.
Some big screw up. I don't know.
It's the end of October. It's early in the season. He made a simple mistake.
Judd wanted him in prison.
I brought it up in the hallway, Such, and Judd freaked out for real.
Well, it was a no-look pass. Well, he must have just it failed apparently, and
because
got
it was
under the stick of a Jet player.
Right, and Bruce got mad and pulled him and all that, and then they shoved a mic in Matt's face in the locker room, and I've never heard a guy so down on himself. Oh my God, he was so bummed out, and Judd just freaked on him.
These hockey guys are goofy.
Well, he was skating.
How many times do you handle the puck in a game? If you play defenseman, if you're third set, you still play 18 minutes.
But you know, if the hockey player wants to get mad at himself, and
Sure,
Bruce
that's
wants to
fine.
get mad, that's fine. But we as fans, we need to chill the bleep out.
You're right.
November
It's Halloween.
1st.
It's Halloween. We shouldn't even be playing yet.
Yeah,
But
just
remember what we learned from Jock. If you're out of it at Thanksgiving, you're out of it. And
mentally so.
No, points wise, they're dead last. There's already a 10-11 point spread between them and a playoff spot.
You can't be a good hockey player not getting shots or not making dates.
That's right.
So you're on Team Judd here, Such.
No. I'm not. I agree that it's very early in the season, but I buy that old adage that you got to really look where you are at Thanksgiving.
Or you're going to a hell of a lot of games.
Jock would have been much more subtle about removing him from the lineup, though. Right.
he would have said he is
He's
not one of the guys.
He's one of the.
Well, what did
one
Brucey
of the
do?
Players
Flag
pulled
him?
him.
on our
Did he
team.
wave him over or what?
Well, he was
I don't
they
know.
were
He
coming
made
out of the wild zone.
His
He had the
disgust
puck,
became real obvious, I guess.
and he did a no-look pass behind, like a
Yeah.
little drop pass.
Yeah.
And it was picked off by Connor.
Okay.
I think Connor. I think it was
Yep.
Connor.
The
and
guy
he
from
went in and
Michigan
scored.
State. Michigan.
I'm pretty sure we have audio from the coach, if you can find it. I mean, the coach, gutted him on air.
Well, they could have let him go to Las Vegas and not lost Halla and Tooch, and they wanted to keep him badly. So
He's a hell of a player.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
Well, he's kind of an airhead, I guess. But
Yeah.
Well, he plays defense. What do you expect?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Those guys take a lot of
I
hits.
think he's fun because he can shoot the puck and do something. Plus, let's face it, hockey needs more screw ups. That leads to more goals. We need a few screw ups, right?
Well,
the
the
game
goalies
is-
are. One of the problems is the goalies are too big. They fill
They
up too
take
much
up
of
a
the
lot
net.
of the net.
They're too wide. They're too tall. They're too agile.
Yeah.
It's damn near impossible to get something by them. You'll get a 6-1 game every once in a while.
He just hasn't been playing that well. I mean, he's a good player that maybe I've set the bar pretty high for him, but he hasn't reached that bar. And I just thought that was an inexcusable play, and at some point you have to be accountable for your actions.
There's no sport that enjoys making one of their players feel bad
Oh,
Right.
more than hockey.
Who is he dropping the puck to, allegedly? Who was supposed to be there? Who
I
didn't
don't
pick
know.
it
I
up?
didn't see any of the game.
There was a guy behind, but that Connor just hustled. I don't remember who the player that was going to receive the pass was, but they got out
Maybe we
hustled.
should blame the guy who didn't pick the puck up.
Yeah. Hey, did they?
Lazy.
Dumba sure is.
So,
hey, dummy.
anybody watch the game enough to know if they had a Jet? Do we get Jets fans on Tuesday, or is that only on the weekends?
We were flipping back and forth, but to tell you the truth, I didn't see I didn't hear the crowd. I didn't see any crowd
What would
shots.
they be wearing? Blue?
Yes, but when they get down here on a weekend, they scalp 5,000 tickets.
Yeah.
Jets fans. So, and then they go to the Mall of America and buy everything and get.
How
their
long a
hands
drive is it from Winnipeg?
Yeah,
6
we-
hours?
8, I think.
We need to build a wall up there. We got to keep these
You
people
and
out.
Scott
of here.
Walker, man, he should be president. He wanted to keep those Canadians out of here. That's right. But
Roughly, let's see. Oh, that's flying. About 7 hours.
good thing Reavers isn't drunk and a hockey fan. That'd really be poor Dumba, man. That'd really be in trouble.
Poor guy.
Judd, there's 82 of them. Relax.
Man, he was mad. Off the air. It wasn't an act on the air. That
he
was
gets
pure.
very up.
That
He
was
gets
the real
more
thing.
ups. That's the one sport that he really cares about.
Yeah.
Because he wants to be there when they carry the cup around.
Sports Talk will be back in a moment. Here's John Height.
Thank you, Joe. Light snow and 34 degrees. Game 7 of the World Series right here tonight on 1500 ESPN. Houston at Los Angeles. The series, of course, tied at 3 games apiece. Winner takes all this evening. Starting pitchers tonight, Hugh Darvish for the Dodgers, Lance McCullers Jr. for the Astros. Coverage 7 o'clock right after the great outdoors here on 1500 ESPN.
A whirling Darvish, huh?
My friend from Dallas, Evan Grant, sent out to quote Jack Buck, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
I got it. Pretty good.
Horrible rain expected. 100% chance.
In L.A.?
I'm kidding.
No. I
It's
think they've
72 and cloudy.
I think they've had one rain
They
out.
had a little
since-
rain last night.
Did they? They've had one rain out since 1958, I think.
Winnipeg Jets beat the Wild 2-1 last night. They remain at home.
And Dumba got attacked by Judd.
Wild remain at home tomorrow night against Montreal at the Xcel Energy Center.
Are they ever going to leave? They're only halfway through the homestand. No, they're 2/3 of the way through. They've played 4 in a row at home.
How
they
long
have
does
2
that
left,
last, though, that you're benched by the coach for an errant
He'll be
pass?
playing tomorrow night.
Oh, okay.
It's no big deal.
You're
No,
sheepishly
Judge,
walking up to
I
the.
saw a lot of thought that he's got to be out of the lineup. He's got to be taught a lesson.
Who said that?
Oh, a lot of people are saying it,
he'll play
including Judd. You got to be taught a
You
lesson.
know what he needs? he needs to educate himself.
Yeah. Readers could help us.
Readers help out there.
God, that's so funny.
How could Reavers possibly complain about a guy celebrating a home run?
Get him on the phone right now.
Because he gets
Pull him
full of
up.
beer.
Get him on the phone. Hey,
No, don't.
No.
We're doing fine.
we need a day off.
Yeah.
Plus, you don't know if how many growlers he's into.
Do we have to take holiday pay when he's gone? His vacation pay?
We all get a day off today.
Timberwolves in action tonight. They are still on the road. They're at New Orleans to play the Pelicans.
And DeMarcus Cousins is getting 30-some points a game, and Anthony Davis is getting 30-some points a game, and New Orleans still manages not to win. I don't get it.
Did you saw the picture of the Oklahoma team playing with the dent in the nose?
Yes.
Those nose cones are hollow.
That's how the goose did it.
I
It
wanted
had to be
people to-
it had to be a goose.
I don't know.
By the way, I was out in Woodbury today.
See a geese?
Eagle.
Oh, they're like,
Eagles
they're
are
like
like
squirrels.
turkey. Yeah.
Give me a break.
Crows chasing an eagle around.
Yeah.
When I was a youth, I saw an eagle once about 4 miles in the air, and it was a thrill. Now they're all over the place.
They really. Did you? 410 from the front of Dad's car. You got to lead them when they're that high, kiddo. No, we've got them on the river valley. So if you drive the river at all, they're everywhere.
But I didn't know. But what was he doing in Woodbury? Yeah.
Oh, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
Looking for a good Chinese place.
News notes from today. A man sought in the fatal attempted carjacking of a University of Utah student and believed to be connected to the killing of a Colorado man was arrested after he surrendered to authorities at a Salt Lake City library. All of this
You're
is...
laughing at something else, not John's story.
What are you reading? Because
Well,
I'm reading
nothing,
Chris
just
Reavers.
murder and,
I'm reading
right.
Chris Reavers' account. It's absolutely insane.
Oh, it's fun.
Oh, my goodness.
And he had two of them going, one with somebody he obviously knew, and then with...
Brent Rooker and
That's the twins.
Joe Grote.
yeah, Joe must be his friend.
Yeah.
And Brent...
Hey, buddy, I play for the Lakers.
Hey, what number are you for the Lakers?
Here,
huh?
this one, Jock Peterson should get drilled for that home run celebration. Jeez, wow.
And then my favorite was
my.
when his buddy said something back. Chris went back, "You are wrong. I love you, but you're wrong." Okay, well.
Taking
Thanks,
Verlander
Chris.
out was the wrong move. He won't pitch again this year anyway. Your bullpen is cooked. He could have bunted over Reddick. Oh, my goodness. He is a frustrated manager.
Bunted Reddick?
That's what he said. He could have bunted over Reddick.
When he could have bunted him to second when Verlander had to hit, I think is what that's reference to.
Okay.
When they pinch
See who
hit
that
for
is on line one. Maybe it's Catscan.
Okay,
Catscan.
I'll stop reading it while you're doing a murder and mayhem.
Yes,
stories.
this was
I didn't even hear you. When
this
I
was a
started cackling.
carjacking death of a college student.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And the
I
fellow who's
apologize.
responsible for it lived in Alexandria from the ages of 11 to
Oh
19.
yes, this story, that criminal.
24-year-old Austin Botane is his name. He dodged a manhunt in the foothills near the Utah campus for nearly 15 hours before his arrest miles away in the death of Chen Wei Guo. Guo is a 23-year-old student from China, shot to death Monday night during an attempted carjacking, found dead in his car in Red Butte Canyon on the edge of campus. Police in Golden, Colorado also want to question the Botane about the killing of a 63-year-old man whose pickup truck had been driven by Botane in Utah. A major anti-sex trafficking campaign unveiled to a Minneapolis City Council committee today. Minnesota Women's Foundation, along with law enforcement and nonprofit groups, are launching the initiative. It's an aggressive campaign, they say, aimed at young men and women who are victims of sex trafficking, with outreach programs and places where they can find shelter and help. The plan also includes a public advertising campaign that lists its number one goal as reaching 1 million people as potential new allies in the war against sex trafficking, and using Super Bowl festivities to market that message as well. The suspect in Tuesday's terrorist attack in Lower Manhattan bragged to police about the deadly attack from his hospital bed, saying he would have continued mowing down bikers and pedestrians had he not crashed. Saifulo Saipov told police he's pleased with his actions and is unapologetic for the attack. One source said Saipov made no bones about the attack, which killed 8 people and injured at least 12. Investigators also discovered 10 to 15 pieces of paper with writing in Arabic praising ISIS. Authorities also recovered knives at the scene. He was driving the rental truck when he deliberately drove into a bike lane along Manhattan's West Side Highway, drove for several blocks before slamming into a school bus, coming to a stop. Police say he exited the vehicle shouting, "God is great" in Arabic before being shot by a policeman. FBI has taken over the investigation into the attack.
What did his
Honolulu
buddy,
Akbar.
his buddy, his
Hallelujah.
buddy that was talking about him, what did he have to say about the guy? Did he?
He said he was. He
When
said
did
he
he,
was
when did he
angry.
get turned?
He became angry, he said, in conversations he'd had with him in the past year or so. But he said he never indicated he liked ISIS or would be a member of ISIS. He said they did talk politics. They talked about Israel and Palestine, but he was surprised that he had become enamored with ISIS, basically.
Every time he tries to say something, though, they should take a dirty old sock and just shove it in his mouth and say, "Shut up."
Well, I think they'd like to get some information
To
from
his
him.
friend.
Then he was
I
talking
guess-
first.
yeah, I think they'd
No,
like
in
to
the
do that.
hospital, he's been boasting. He's been happy that he pulled this.
Yes. A Madagascar plague outbreak set to last another 6 months as health officials warn Black Death pandemic could explode.
Watch your hands.
Is Madagascar where they dance with the dead or
That's
Mozambique?
It. No, it was Madagascar.
Oh, I
wasn't it?
said
Yeah.
Mozambique. I
No,
stand
it's
corrected.
Madagascar. World health officials say rainy season poses you're worried about those Mozambique people calling you up and complaining, Joe?
Yeah. Got a lot of Mozambique listeners.
That lobby.
Never met anybody from Mozambique.
They're out there.
There's a great
Well,
Bob
I'm sure
Dylan
they
song.
are. I just-
Maybe we have a lottery program to bring them to the United States.
There's a great Bob Dylan song called Mozambique. World health officials say rainy season poses a big threat to containing the spread of the plague. At least 128 people have been killed, more than 1,300 infected by the deadlier pneumonic strain of the medieval disease.
This is bubonic plague, right?
Is this
Yeah.
the flu squared?
Black Death.
Yeah, this is your.
This has basically wiped out Europe.
No, I understand. In the
That was
medieval
medieval.
times.
Yes.
But they didn't even have aspirin, you know.
Yeah, well, yeah, right.
The Tariq
What's
could
Boy, I
spreading
gotta
this?
go get the wife checked. She's sicker than hell.
Has she been to Madagascar?
Not to my knowledge.
What about Mozambique?
Not to my
You
knowledge.
dance with any dead people?
I'll tell you what, I'm staying away from her room. She's.
Well, how is that any different than normal?
Well, I usually go up and say, "What are you watching?" And then say, I'm not interested, and go downstairs. But
You know, I want to see Housewives again.
now
huh?
I'm not even coming in the door.
Well, just call her.
You just described 99% of marriages right there. That perfectly describes what happens in my
Let's
house.
take a vote here. How
What kind of
many
crap
guys
are
do
you
that?
watching? Nah, I think I'll go downstairs.
In other words, America in the 50s, when everybody had one TV, we had more of a family life.
Yeah,
Yeah, but everybody hated each other.
So you're just going Gene Mock on her, huh? She's got to be on the other side of
Yeah,
the
door, yeah.
the door when you talk.
I'll talk to you, but you're staying outside.
God, what a beauty he was.
Yeah.
Police in Pakistan say they've arrested a newly married woman on murder charges after she poisoned her husband's milk and inadvertently killed
saw this
17
story.
other people.
Wow.
Family members, right?
Yep, Sia Bibi was married against her will in September. She obtained a poisonous substance, which she mixed into the milk for her husband, wanting to kill him.
That's a diverse value I don't want brought here.
Right.
The hubby refused to drink the milk, but the woman's mother-in-law later used the tainted milk to make a batch
I
of
don't know. I'd probably drink the milk.
to make a batch
You full
of
of poison, you say? I'll send her over here.
She
Just
made
give me the
yogurt.
carton.
lassi, which is a yogurt-based drink. She served the lassi to 27 members of her extended family. 17
How many of them
died.
keeled over?
17 died and 10 received medical attention. Some are still quite sick, actually.
So how did we will never know how the dead husband got suspicious of not to drink the milk, right?
Right. Well,
he
he's not dead.
refused to
He's
drink-
still alive.
Oh, really?
He's still alive.
He
He's
passed her
not
on
dead.
to the mother-in-law.
He says, she kept saying, "Come on, honey, drink your milk."
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
You drink it. I don't
Are you
feel
sure you
like
want to
milk.
drink this
Ah,
milk?
Come on, drink your milk.
Take a swig.
Lactose intolerant.
All right.
Give me a story, Pat.
So I get home last night about 6:30. I got my hands full when I'm getting out of the car.
All right.
And then I got to go to the trunk and get a computer bag out and put it over my shoulder.
First
and then I
world
realized I left my cell phone in the car. So I get in there and I put it in now I got the cell phone. I'm all crunched up. I got my hands. I got my bag. And I get in the house and everything's fine. And about 10 minutes later, I look for my cell phone. I can't find it. Can't find it anywhere. I look all around.
Yeah.
and call it. No, nothing. I don't have the ringer on, but it buzzes. It vibrates. So spend 15 minutes looking for it. Can't find it. Now I go out to the car and look around. Don't find it because I remember I took it. So then I call it next to the car, and it's buzzing.
Sure.
I can hear it vibrating.
It's close.
To get enough room to properly inspect the car, I back it out. Put it in the driveway. Put it in the driveway. No, I made sure it wasn't laying there.
Okay.
So I put it there. So anyway,
You back the car.
I can hear it. I do everything. I get it in the front. I'm saying, Katie gets out there with me. She can't hear. I can't hear nothing. I said, you can there it is. Can't you hear it? Where is it? And I'm underneath and doing this.
Hello.
And finally, these 3 young gals, maybe 11 or 12 years old, come up trick or treating.
You okay, Grandpa?
I said, and their fathers are with them too.
Yeah.
So I said, come on, girls. I said, you're going to get a lot of good candy if you help me find this cell phone. One of you stand by each.
No.
One of you stand by each of these doors, and when you hear it, grab it. So I do it, and we're all going. And now we're all going. It's in the front. It's in the front. We're all going like this. Finally, I got these 3 girls, and finally one of the dads comes and says, "Is this it?" It's sitting on the windshield on top of the windshield wiper.
Oh, how in the world
How the hell did I do that?
Oh, no. How did you miss it? You're hearing it.
Yeah, but it never occurred to me that I had it on the windshield wiper.
It fell out of your hands.
You don't remember putting it up there.
No, but
Do you suppose?
Do you remember what the phone is for?
Do you think when you were inside calling it, somebody was outside, they picked it up and set it on your car?
No, because it was in the garage and the door was shut.
Oh, it was in the garage.
But I backed it out. But
Good thing you didn't turn on the wipers.
I think when I was grabbing stuff, I just put it down like I was putting it on the hood of the car, but I got it on the thing. But then I said, all right, girls, all the candy you want, but you got to promise not to tell anybody in the neighborhood about this crazy old man who had you looking for a cell phone.
But you broke the biggest rule of creepy factor.
Yeah.
We raise our kids by saying adults never need help. Don't fall for the I need to find my puppy.
Well, our dads were right
I know,
there.
but it's just that's it. Adults never need
Kids, I need your help.
Did at least one of the dads go, yep, this is how it starts. Pay attention, my little
assigned
ladies.
each one of them to a door. I said, okay, you stand by this door. I'll do this door.
My distance.
I said, now,
3-door car.
now start listening. No, I had
a door,
I had
now
the
the
driver's
girls had a door.
side, and
Yeah.
everybody had a door. And I said, now listen,
man.
don't make a sound, I said.
Should we be reserving
Again, I say, don't tell that to a kid. Don't make a sound.
Do we need to book you into an old folks home?
I said, this is either dementia or poltergeist. One of the two. I'm not sure which.
It's the old offer candy trick. Yeah. It's legal to drink beer in German movie theaters. Not a good idea to try to open your beer bottle with a pepper spray canister.
Oh, no.
Tell me when.
That's what happened in Osnabrück.
Such, you're on the
Little
air.
talkback button there you got, Joe.
Anyway, we got the beer.
No.
We're in
We got to
Germany.
do
We
one of
got-
your Super Bowl stories. We got to get out.
Oh, we do?
Yeah. Right, Rook?
Yes.
I'm still getting paid, right?
Yeah, right. I hope you're getting paid more than I'm getting paid for the Super Bowl stories. 52 freebies.
1500 ESPN presents 52 super stories leading up to the big game. Brought to you by Mr. Money Talk, Josh Arnold, where you always get straight talk, not sugar-coated advice. Here's Patrick Reusse.
We talked about Fran Tarkenton, a Hall of Fame quarterback who lost 3 Super Bowls without ever winning one. Well, there's another Hall of Famer who had the same ignominious Super Bowl track record. Jim Kelly of the Buffalo Bills, the great Jim Kelly, played in 4 consecutive Super Bowls, and of course lost them all. You can find the ESPN 30 for 30 on the 4 sad years of the Bills when they didn't win the Super Bowl. Jim Kelly, of course, had started with the Houston Gamblers in the USFL. When that league folded, he ended up in Buffalo, which was the greatest thing that ever happened to Buffalo, that's for sure. His first Super Bowl, Super Bowl 25, January 27th, 1991. Tampa, they had just beaten Oakland 51-3 in Buffalo. I was at that game. I thought it was the greatest football team I had ever seen. And then they turn around and somehow get beat by the New York Giants, who ran the ball with Jeff Hostetler as the quarterback. Scott Norwood, of course, missed the field goal, and the Giants beat them 20-19. That's obviously the one the Bills should have won. Kelly, 18 for 30 that day, 272 yards, but no touchdowns or interceptions. The next year, the game is here in Minneapolis. Another game we thought they maybe should win. It was a matchup of Kelly against the Redskins, Mark Rippon. It was no contest. It was 37-10 until Kelly threw 2 short touchdown passes at the end of that game.
Here's Kelly back to throw again. And the end zone touchdown, Don Beebe.
Threw 58 times in that game, 4 interceptions. 2 of those were by Brad Edwards. The next year, the Super Bowl, I was in Las Vegas, figured it was the Bills' time. No way they could lose 3 in a row. Cowboys 52, Bills 17. Jim Kelly gets knocked out by Ken Norton Jr. Early in the second quarter when it was only 14-7.
Kelly having trouble getting away, and he is acting as if he's hurt. Ken Norton came shooting through.
Kelly ends up 4 for 7 for 82 yards and 2 interceptions, and that was embarrassing. Finally, the Bills' last Super Bowl, they lose again to the Cowboys, 30-13 the next year. Super Bowl 28, 50 passes in that game. Again, no touchdown passes. Jim Kelly's Super Bowl statistics were 2 touchdown passes and 7 interceptions. So like Francis Tarkington, a great career did not result in much of a performance when it came to the Super Bowl.
52 Super Stories continues next week. Brought to you by Mr. Money Talk, Josh Arnold, where you always get straight talk, not sugar-coated advice. And for more details on Super Bowl 52 coming to the Twin Cities in 2018, sign up for the host committee email at mnsuperbowl.com.
What do you have coming up on this, the 7th game of the World Series?
We got baseball talk, and we have, I'm intrigued by your guy Tiger making a comeback, so we're going to talk to Bob Herrig from ESPN about Tiger's comeback. And
when's he making a comeback?
He's going to play in the Heroes thing in November, end of November.
Hey, tell me this. Has a World Series game ever been played in November?
Yes.
It has?
Yes. It has a couple of times. It's been scheduled in November now for about 3 years, but it hasn't. Oh, it must have last year, right? The Cubbies must have made it till November.
Maybe that was November,
Yeah.
All right.
You know what? If our boys were in it, it'd be a little chilly.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
1500 ESPN is KSTP, St. Paul, Minneapolis. It's 32 degrees. The snow has ceased. I'm seeing blue skies in Burnsville.